Young AI Champions in collaboration with Meta.
Hello everyone, my name is Pratham Prasoon and I am a 17-year-old high school student. I am a self-taught programmer and an AI developer based out of Mumbai in India. So my fascination with artificial intelligence started in 2017 when I was in 7th grade. So my dad sent me this video clip of this AI chatbot that could reply to customers just like a real human being would. And that, really fascinated me. How could a computer do this? And that, compelled me to go down the rabbit hole of understanding what artificial intelligence is. How can I learn to become an artificial intelligence developer? So I wanted to learn what AI is all about. How can I make my own AI, let's say chatbot. But unfortunately at that time I just didn't have the proper resources or the proper guidance. None of my parents are technical engineers or even developers. So I gave up on my dream of learning what artificial intelligence is. How can I become an artificial intelligence developer? But later, when 2020 started, there was the pandemic, and because of that, my school had become online and I had a lot of free time on my hands. So I used that to learn more about artificial intelligence. I got more proper resources by then. I took lots of courses, articles, and saw lots of tutorials. So I ended up learning how to make neural networks. I learned Python frameworks like scikit-learn, matplotlib, seaborn. And apart from that, I also use a lot of meta open source tools like PyTorch and Profit, which allowed me to make neural networks and do all these sorts of crazy things in artificial intelligence. And while I was doing that, I also shared my journey on Twitter, and whatever I learned, I tried to explain it to my audience as well, which is how I gained a massive following there as well. So that is how my artificial intelligence developer journey has been. So I've worked on several projects, but more notably, I've worked on one project where I created a document of 10 or 20 evaluation metrics which allow developers to test and see if their machine learning model performs up to mark or not based on the given use case. So this information is generally really hard to understand, and so for that reason I created a centralized resource where you have proper code examples and an easy to understand explanation for these evaluation metrics, where to use them. And the second project that I worked on was creating art using AI, where I took 2 images and passed them through a neural network to generate art out of it. And the third project that I mainly worked on is Kaggle challenges, where I trained a machine learning model that can predict the prices of a house in a given area based on certain parameters. And lastly, I also worked on something called time series analysis, where I used previous stock data to predict the future prices of a given stock. So I believe the best way to learn about something is to build in that particular field. And so building all these applications taught me about concepts that I had never heard of before, like neural networks, style transfer, and evaluation metrics, which really helped me in taking my AI development skills to the next level. So I've had several achievements during my school time, but to list a few right now. First, I have won several Olympiads in the fields of computers during my school time. And other than that, I've been a part of the Students' Council as the technology captain in my school. I have over 130,000 followers on Twitter, and I've given several talks at universities. Like one of the universities was in Chandigarh. And I've been on several podcasts. I've been mentioned in several articles and blogs. Finally, I've mentored over 400 middle school students in their journey in learning how to code and program. So the Meta open source tools are very well documented and are very easy to use, which really allowed me to implement features into my applications very quickly. And with the help of the community and other forums, it really made the experience very enjoyable. So keeping my previous accomplishments in mind, I really want to make sure that I can help as many people as possible in also kickstarting their AI development journey, because I've been through the struggles myself. And other than that, I would also really just want to pursue my passion in computer science and technology and just doing things that I really love, and at the same time just sharing my journey with the entire community that I've built on Twitter. So professionally, I want to make a career out of what I'm really passionate about, and at the moment I'm really interested in the field of AI and even blockchain development, and hopefully I can make a career out of it one day. So I would absolutely recommend aspiring developers to use Meta open source tools, because not only are they intuitive and easy to get started with, but the community is super vibrant around them, which allows you to get started with them easily and implement features really quickly. So the field of AI can be very difficult to learn as a beginner, but if you're really passionate and curious about it, there are all the resources that you need to become an AI developer. So follow your curiosity, follow your passion, and whatever you do, be the best at it.
The Young AI Champions in collaboration with Meta.